Well, hey crafty friends, it's Hiedi Scott with DIY, and oh my goodness, I am so excited for the projects today. And I say projects because these are so easy, I just can't stop making them. And the only thing is that I'm going to run out of my polyfill and then I'll have to stop. Anyways, okay, so what are we doing? We are making 6-sectioned pumpkins. Out of various fabrics. I'll tell you all of that. And what is the 6-section fabric? This was a little pumpkin that I bought at Dollar Tree, and you can see, now theirs is made a different way, but mine is going to kind of look like that there are 6 sections, okay? And this was the first one that I made, and it has 6 sections, which is kind of hard to tell because it's all this vintage popcorn chenille from a bedspread that I purchased at Goodwill. Look how cute that is. And all of them are going to be embellished with some fun bling, like this. This is my bling pack. We're going to use little wood pieces for stems, or you could use a little knob, or you could even use an old-fashioned clothespin, or if you want, you could use a wine or champagne cork. But I like these little wood, slice wood, I don't know what they're called, wood stems from Dollar Tree. There's the hole in this bag. Okay, and this is another one that I made, and you can tell a little better with this one that it is 6 sections. So let me introduce you to the fabrics we're going to be doing. And if you decide to do this, which I think you're going to want to do, there's no sewing. I want to see pictures, okay? Okay, so we're going to use a couple different things today. One thing we're going to use is I have a whole bunch, well, not a whole bunch, I have a good amount of these sample fabrics that fabric stores have for people to look at it when they're trying to decide what fabric they want to use for a project. So we're going to be using some of that. We're going to be using some of this chenille bedspread that I purchased. And then, because I can't go a day without canvas duck, we're going to just use some canvas duck for a couple of projects. And then I have a ton of different options for doodads and embellishments. We'll see how far we get, whether we embellish the ones that we're going to make. But this is where we're going. Isn't this adorable? Oh my gosh. I absolutely love it. And I love the little bling on it. So this is where we're going. And okay, let me tell you the next thing. I made my own patterns just looking at this Dollar Tree pumpkin. Okay, so this is the small. It's computer paper. It is 8.5 inches long, 4.5 inches wide, and it's kind of just, I don't know how to describe this shape. Anyways, you can draw this. I don't have any way to make it printable because I am terrible with technology, but I will take pictures of it and I will put those in the comments for you. This is the large. The large is 10 inches long and 5.25 inches wide. And you're going to be cutting 6 pieces of each size. You can cut all 6 pieces of the same fabric, which is what we're going to do when we make this larger chenille pumpkin, or you can make them different. And I have a pile over here that's all ready to go. So I didn't think you guys would want to sit and watch me cut out all these pieces. So I basically did all of it, but I'm going to show you this as the last one. I just use some sewing pins to pin my paper on 2 layers of fabric, because you can cut out 2 at a time. You don't need to cut them out individually. And with this project, your cuts don't have to be good. They don't need to be perfect or straight or anything, because the mess is all going to be hidden inside of these pumpkins. This popcorn chenille is hard to cut because it's so thick and it's just difficult to cut through some of these little popcorn things. Okay, where did I get all my fabrics? This popcorn chenille came from Goodwill. I have been on the lookout for it for several years and never had any luck. And then I found this, and then when I was just in Oregon, I found a pink one that we'll use, I don't know when we'll use it, Valentine's Day or something. So that's where you can get chenille. You can also order it online. Try Etsy. You just want to search vintage chenille bedspreads, and a lot of places sell pieces of it. Okay, so I have 6 pieces of chenille ready to go, and these were my 2 patterns. As far as the fabric from the fabric store samples goes, go to your local fabric store and ask, or you can search online and see what you can find. We're going to be using a ton of glue today. Ton. And there's a very good chance you're going to get it on your hands. So please use a low temperature hot gluing device. And I'll tell you what, doing this chenille one is kind of hard because you need to figure out what are the front sides, and you're going to attach those to themselves. So I'll show you the process. If both sides look good, then it doesn't matter. Okay, I'm going to start with these 2. Okay, so I just laid 2 down. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to be gluing the right side. So I'm just laying down a whole bunch of glue. Any kind of hot glue will work for this project. You don't have to have fabric hot glue, because see how it's going to get on your fingers, because you're never going to wash these. And so regular glue will suffice. I like this Sherbrander Cool Shot, and I use their glue. It holds good. And you want to pinch your sides together. This was like doing a math project to figure this out, and I'm no good at math. But once I figured it out, oh my gosh, I was so excited. Okay, that's the first thing we're gluing together. And this is going to be the outside. This is going to be the inside. Okay, then the next thing you're going to do it's complicated when you're working on this chenille because it's hard to tell what's the front and the back, so I have to think for a second each time. Okay, so I'm going to fold it in half, and I'm going to be like this, and I'm going to be gluing right here. I think for all intents and purposes, look how jagged my lines are, that both sides of this look pretty similar. I'm not going to fuss about what is the front. And this might not seem like it makes any sense, but it does. Because we're going to build this pumpkin inside out. And I need to get all 6 pieces attached. What else to tell you? Linda says she loves the chenille. You guys, you're going to want to do this. You can use absolutely any kind of fabric you want. You could go cut up some old flannel shirts, you know, look to see what fabric it doesn't have to be orange. This will represent a pumpkin no matter what color. You'll see. Okay, so hopefully I did this right. No, I did not. Drats. No, I did not. Let's do it again. And that's okay to have that this glue on here because it's going to, okay, now I know what I did. Okay. Just catch up to myself here. It'll be, you'll see when we do the next one how much easier it is. And for the next one, I mean, I have stuff ready to go to do multiples if you guys want to hang out and do it. For the next ones, we're going to do a combination of 2 or 3 designs of different fabric, and you'll be able to tell what is the front and the back. Yeah, you could totally use flannel shirts. Okay, so this is starting to be the inside of my pumpkin. All right. You just want to push that glue, push the 2 sides into each other in the glue. I can't wait for you to see how this works out. Thank you, Sharon. She says, welcome home, you were missed. I was at my Magnolia Design Company annual conference / celebration, and it was wonderful. And I continue to be sure that I have, that associating with them, being a creator for them, is great. I totally love it. So if you have ever thought about having a creative business, let me know and I'll give you some info. They are so generous, this company. And they're in North Carolina, in case you're wondering. It's owned by 2 fabulous women. Wipe this off. And it's a young company. So there's tons of potential. Anyways. Okay, we're getting there. It's just taking a while because we're gluing all of these pieces together. Okay, last one to glue on, and then we'll turn it wrong side out. Or right side out, and I'll show you what we're doing. For embellishments, there are tons of things that you could use. You could use lace. You could use some tulle. You could use like little crocheted pieces. Ribbon, bling, buttons. You can use buttons really for anything. Yeah, it's in, well, no, they're outside of Charlotte in a little town, but it's pretty close. Okay, so I have my pumpkin glued, and I'm going to gently turn it right side out. You can see each one of the little sections. And that spot that I messed up is just a-okay. So here's the pumpkin. Let me grab some stuffing. And I'm wishing that I had about 10 more bags of this, because these are glue intensive and stuffing intensive. Gloria, you're gonna love this project. We're making 6-section pumpkins, no sew. And I just want to give you some ideas because honestly, you can make these any style you want, any kind of fabric you want. The possibilities are completely endless. This is going to be a bigger one than this one. Obviously, you can tell that. Once you start to stuff it, then you'll be able to see your sections. And I think for this project, you do want to stuff it pretty full, which means I might be using almost my whole thing. I have a little bit more in my closet, hopefully enough to do at least one more. Ramming it in, pushing the sides out. This is what the bottom's going to look like, where it's kind of all joined together. It's not perfect. It does not need to be. Oh my goodness, I'm going to use this whole bag. You could totally do it with frayed edges and not turn it wrong side out to start, but I hid all the glue and everything inside, so mine isn't going to have any edges showing, but it's just a different look. Okay, let's say that that's sufficient. Okay, so it's open. And all I'm going to do is fold my chenille over and glue it down along the edge. And this isn't going to be perfect, but it doesn't need to be. No crafting needs to be perfect. I think little imperfections give things personality, and also, you know, if I wanted something made by a machine, I can get one of these at Dollar Tree. If I wanted something made with lots of imperfections, then I would make it myself. We'll touch all of this one side seam up in just a minute. It is kind of hard to get it to like completely flat, so I'm just doing the best I can, and I think that looks just fine. So here's our pumpkin, our larger pumpkin, and you can see the difference in size. Then how you want to embellish it is completely up to you. You're going to add a stem. I probably will fix this up here at the bottom. It's not wanting to stick. But you could do lots of different things for your stem. If you're liking this project and how easy it is, please sprinkle. And also stay with me because we're going to do, I don't know which one of these two we're going to do. I'm not sure. I'll let you guys decide. So hang on and I'll show you. It's so easy. And I will include pictures in the comments of what my little patterns that I made for these, what the sizes are. Okay, so I could embellish it however I wanted, you know, whatever. And I will doll this one up after the fact. This is how I did the first chenille one. I used black tulle. I made a little bow stack with some different ribbons. And then I used a piece of my bling from my bling collection, which, let me tell you this. This is my bling collection from Totally Dazzled. And this bling in here is a little more understated. They look more like vintage buttons to me. And that's the look that they were going for me when they designed this. If you're watching live, this bling pack is only going to be available through August 14th, 2023. So don't wait. I'll give you a link to get to it. They have lots of other beautiful packages. Like this is butterflies and bumblebees. This one is sea creatures. I just ordered a new one that I've not seen before that has little cameos in it. So, okay, let's move on. You guys tell me what you think. I have two options here. This option will make a small pumpkin, and this is just a bunch of fabric from, I'll show you, from some of those fabric books. I just kind of picked a variety that kind of have some of the same colors in it. Can you guys see that? This way. So that's option number one. I love cameos too. I have a couple from my mom and a couple from my mother-in-law. And they're precious. So this is the first option. These pumpkins are really fun when you do a different fabric. So you need 6 pieces. So you can do 2, 2, and 2 of the same fabric, or you could do all 6 different. It's up to you. Okay, so that's one option right there. The second option is involving 3 pieces of canvas duck and 3 pieces of this fabric from a fabric book, and it would look like this. They're both going to be pretty. See if I can pick it up. So tell me, let's call this one blue. Should we do the blue option? You guys see that? It's going to be blue and beige and blue and beige. I can't do it with the edges showing. I'm sorry. I don't think I can. This was the first option. Let me think for a minute. I guess we can try, and if it looks terrible, then we'll just turn it inside out. Okay, so I see one vote for this. Say, call this red, and call this one blue. A blue, a blue. I'm looking to see what the people live want to do. Blue, blue. Blue's ahead. Let me look at the next 3 or 4. Blue, blue. Red. Okay, one more. I think blues have it. And so I'll play with this one later. Okay, and we'll try. We can try the, try not turning it right side out. Okay, but if I don't end up doing it, then these pieces will be the wrong way. Well, let's try and see if we can do it to leave the seams. Do a thinner band of glue. I'll have to trim each piece up so they're sort of matching. Okay, let me think. What's the next step? It might be cute this way. Sorry, I'm just thinking. This is an exercise in brain power. And also I'm going to turn on the fans here in my craft room because my lights, I have 3 studio lights here. They make it smoking hot in here. And then add a heat flash on top of that and I'm sweating. You can see if you're watching that not all my pieces are exactly the same size. This one we're definitely going to trim. Because you'll see this since we're not gluing it and then turning it. We're not gluing it wrong side out and then turning it right side out. Let's see, do my other pieces look terrible? Not terrible, but okay. And I need to keep thinking about what I'm doing. Person here who first suggested that we do it this way with the raw edges. Seams will show. Yeah, Francine, that's what we decided. We decided that we were going to do it so that the seams would show. And I can't go back at this point because my pattern fabric would be wrong side out if I turn it over on itself. So it might be interesting. We'll see. Might be fabulous. That one was pretty good. The part I'm wondering about is the top and the bottom. I don't know how those are going to go together. I see lots of people hopping on. If you're liking this video, do a this or a this. You know, I might, I guess what's my purpose of doing this? It's really just to show you how easy it is and to give you the instructions and to make you know that you can do this easily. And then you can take it and run with it. Pinking shears might work better. Yeah, that's true, Francine, but here's the thing. My pinking shears are not working well right now. I don't know what the deal is with them. Okay, so I'm going to trim this one up because it's a mess. So let's review what we're doing. We need 6 pieces, and they all need to be roughly the same size. So there were 2 patterns I created. These are the 2 patterns. This is the small, 4.5 by 8.5. This is the big, 5.5 by 10. 5 1/4 by 10. So you need 6 pieces. Okay. And you're going to need lots of glue and lots of polyfill. And then just a little thinking. Betty says her pinking shears aren't good either. And you know what? I bought a brand new pair not too long ago at Hobby Lobby, and they would not cut anything. So I returned them. I don't know, they're kind of expensive. When they work properly, they're fabulous. When they don't, they're super frustrating. Let me see if I need to trim this one up. Yes, I do. Okay, so this is the start of our pumpkin. Oh my goodness, this might be cute, you guys. Who knows? Some of this. Grab my other bag of polyfill, which was a pillow actually. Let's use this up first. This pumpkin may not be very full because I'm almost out. So let's just use what I have and see what happens. This might be cute. Whoever gave me this idea, this could be really cute. It's weird. Basically just pushing it in to try to fill up all these little sections the best I can. And this is all I have left. But we'll get the idea. And you guys can tell me, do you like it with the seams showing? Or did you like the first style with the seams hidden inside? Yeah, I figured it out. I wasn't brave enough to do that on my own until somebody suggested it. That's how crafting is sometimes, isn't it? I just have that personality, though, that if I see an idea that I want to do, I will just try it and fiddle around with it until I get it how I want it. Okay, so I'm going to put some pins in here because I really do need some more fluff. So I'm not going to glue this puppy shut yet. So if you have a sewing machine and you are able, you of course could sew this project. But so many people don't have sewing machines or don't know how to do that. And I want my projects to be accessible, you know, to almost everyone if possible. That's why I don't generally, I have a sewing machine, I know how to sew. That's why I don't generally do projects that require sewing. So what do you guys think? If it was a little bit more full, I think it could be cute because it would make these things pop up, these seams. And then if we added something like, this was a doily that I picked up at one of those antique festival things. I bought a whole bag of vintage lace and doilies. So I would, of course, clean this up. I could do something like this, or probably bigger. So tell me what you guys think. Do you like it? Which style would you rather see? With the seams inside, it looks more like it's been sewn, if you ask me. Or do you like the seams on the outside, which is kind of hard to tell right now because I don't have enough fluff to fill the whole thing. I'm thinking these would stand up better if it was totally full. And of course I could fringe them up good too. So it might look more like this when it was totally full. Judy says seams on the inside. Sharon says seams on the outside. That's one of the beautiful things about crafting is whatever you prefer, you can do. Seams on the inside or seams on the outside. And you can do, you know, pretty much any project that I do here is going to be quick and easy, a little different. It's mostly going to involve faith, family, or flowers, except for when we're in the fall. We'll do some pumpkins and candy corn and stuff like that. But I never do anything that you have to be a professional crafter to do. And I'm always mindful of, can everyone who's watching, could they do it? Do they need any special tools? Generally, no. So this was the first one that I made with that chenille popcorn chenille bedspread, and this is a piece of my bling. This was the second one I made with some fabric from one of those decorator fabric sample books and just some lace, and this one has one of those little doilies around the top and a little bit of twine and another piece. This is my favorite piece of bling from my pack. The first is shabby. Yeah, I think it depends on the fabric that you're using. Tamara's asking me, when are the Magnolia new stencils going to be released? Well, that's a great question. Tomorrow morning, they have a bunch of them coming out. And I think there's one or two surfaces that are new. And then next Wednesday, they'll have a bunch coming out and some surfaces. Magnolia generally does their releases. I think they call it a rolling release on Wednesday mornings. So tonight, before I go to bed, I'll post which designs will be available tomorrow, which new designs and which new surfaces. And I'll post a link to my website, which it's magnoliadiy.com. It's pretty easy to remember, Magnolia DIY, period, C-O-M. But then tomorrow I'll grab all the direct links and post those here for you guys just to make it super easy. Anyways, I'm pretty tickled. I didn't know if I would be able to make something that looked sort of like this. These are different, yeah, but there's 6 sections just like that other one. And I think they turned out pretty cute. So let me know if you, and I'm gonna post pictures of this throughout the comments. And I'll also do a recipe that's gonna have what were the things we used, what kind of fabrics did we use. I'll put the dimensions, the small and the large in there. It's gonna say miscellaneous lace, tulle, doilies, you know, ribbon. But if you want that list, supplies, oh, and then it's gonna have some links to my Totally Dazzled website. But if you want that, just let me know. Feel free to sprinkle. I want to see pictures. If you guys end up doing this, please, you could share them here in these comments. There's one gal who almost every single day after I do a new craft project, she does it too, and she shares pictures. Oh, Rennie, I'll get right back to you on that. Anyways, and it's so encouraging to me to see somebody else's take on something I taught, or an idea that I showed in a simplified version. Okay, Rennie was just saying that she thinks I look a little better. I have essential tremors. I don't know if you knew that. And it just makes my hand shake. I've been to a physician, I've been to a neurologist. For me, it's not a big deal. And now I have a little blue pill that I take every day that helps. And my hands are looking pretty. They're not completely shake-free, but anyway, so thank you for asking about that. I appreciate it. The dimensions, okay, here's the dimensions right here. You need 6 pieces that are this shape, that are 8.5 long by 4.5 wide, 6. Each pumpkin takes 6. That's why I call it 6 piece pumpkins. Okay, that's the small. Here's the large. The large is 10 inches long by 5.25 inches wide. I don't have patterns. This is just computer paper that I cut out and drew on to make it easy for you to see. I have no way to share these actual things, except for in a picture form, and I will do that. And I will send you the recipe. Alrighty, you guys are so sweet. I hope you liked this and felt at the end of this tutorial like, I could do this, and I could probably do it better than her. I hope you feel that way. And I can do it in my own color, in my own style, to go in my decor, because maybe you don't like these colors, but you learned the idea of how to do it. So anyways, I hope that that is what happened for you, and feel free to ask questions. Let me know if you want my supply list or recipe, and feel free to sprinkle and all that good stuff. Do this or this if you want to increase the odds that Facebook will ever show me to you again. And I'm not even kidding. The algorithm is something crazy these days. People tell me all the time, I haven't seen you in like 6 months. I thought maybe you quit. And I'm still crafting nearly every single day. So this or saying something to me seems to help for you, for them to serve what I'm doing to you. Alicia, I'll get you the supply list. Oh, bamboo purse handles. Cut them and they'll look great as a stem. There's so many great things that you can use to make a stem. You should be able to get wine corks at a local restaurant if you just go in and ask them. You can also purchase them at any craft store. They have them at Michael's, Joann's, Hobby Lobby, and you can order them on Amazon. Kathy, I'll get you my recipe. Lois, I'll get you my supply list. All right, well, I don't want to say goodbye, but I guess I'm going to. I have a lot of cleaning up of my craft room to do, and I won't be able to finish this until I can get out to get some more polyfill. Okay, I'm going to sit down and see what you guys have to say. Thanks so much for joining me. Thank you for your encouragement and support of my page. I so appreciate it. Kimberly says that her senior thrift store has bags of corks for cheap. That's true. I've found big bags for $2, so they're not expensive. But the thing is, my schedule's crazy and it's hard for me to get to the post office. So I'm sure you can find some corks in your area or online if you would like.